So this is part 3 of our electricity unit, and it's going to be adding switches to our motor and LED little setup we have here. So first we're going to start with a real simple setup for our battery. We're going to put a wire coming off of this end of our battery to help us set up these switches a little easier. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of wire, enough to reach out to one of the edges of the plate. So it doesn't have to be super big. I'm going to make mine about this big. Remember, just to give yourself a little bit extra, just for twisting the wire and for some stuff you might have to go around just in case you didn't measure quite right. I'm gonna take some more foil and I'm gonna fold it over my wire. That's why I gave myself a little extra for that case. So I should have a little piece of foil at the end. And I'm gonna place that on top of my battery. But before I do that, I need some tape. I'm gonna grab some tape. Put it on my foil like that, and I'm gonna place it over the top. Just like that. Now that I have that, I'm going to take a binder clip and take some scissors, and I'm going to cut a little slit out of my paper plate right here. I'm going to cut a little piece just to fold it up, and I'm going to be able to clip my binder clip right there. But before I do that, I'm gonna take this wire I put on the plus of my battery, and I'm just gonna put it on my binder clip. I'm gonna twist it on the end right here, and that's going to look like that. And once I have that, I can clip it to this little part I cut. And I'm gonna have the part that doesn't have the wire, this little flap here, that doesn't have the wire, it's gonna be on the top. So it's gonna be able to do that, right? And once we have that, I'm going to make sure that my wire to either my motor or my LEDs can reach over, and I'm gonna give it a test. So we want our wire to sit right in front. So the wire that goes to the positive, right? The wire that goes to the plus that's on our motor is gonna go right here, because we have our plus coming over here onto our binder clip, and that's going to connect over to our wire that's on the plus side of our motor. So it should work just like that. And to make it a little bit better, you can add some foil to the end of your wire. And it should make a bigger area for this clip to hit, right? And you can secure it down with some hot glue even right here. That's what I'm gonna do. You can make this piece a little bit bigger and maybe add some tape over the edge. You can do that as well. Little piece of tape right there to hold it down. And we're gonna test it again. And that's our basic little binder clip switch. You can connect both of the LED and the motor to it. Let's see. So you can connect them together right here. Both of the plus sides of your LED and your motor can go over here in front of our binder clip. And when we flip the switch, if everything's connected properly, let me see. I think I might have a short over here. I can't lose. And if you see right here, it's powering both of them, right? And it's a little loose. Let me see if I can fix it a little bit. But this isn't gonna be the last spot for this isn't gonna be the switch for my LED. This is just to show that it'll work. So for my LED, I'm gonna make another switch. So for my other switch, I'm gonna use these two paper fasteners. They're like a little gold color, and a paper clip. So I'm gonna make sure that all my wires are set up for my LEDs, or for my motor, if that's what I'm gonna be doing, right? I'm gonna make sure everything's set up. I'm gonna put my wire in here with the minus side. Just make sure you test that out before you do it so it's in the right spot. So I know what wire is which. This is gonna be my plus, and since I have a plus right here already, I'm gonna bring it out with another wire, or I can just bring it over to where my wire already is, right? So since I have a piece of wire right here already, I'm gonna make my other switch right here, right next to it. So first, I need to make holes for my paper fasteners, right? And I also need to figure out how far this goes. So I'm just gonna use this as a little template. I'm gonna poke a hole in the middle in the edge right here, and I'm gonna poke another hole where the other end is, right here, so that they line up, right? So there's a hole on this end, there's a hole on this end. So now I know that my paper clip is gonna make contact with both sides, right? I'm gonna take a nail, and I'm just gonna make the hole a little bigger, make the hole a little bigger, and my paper fastener should fit now. So when we open up these little tabs at the bottom, we wanna make sure that they don't touch each other, because that'll mean our switch is always on, right? So let's make sure that they don't touch each other. Kind of bend them away from each other, but make sure that they're in there well. And that's that. I forgot to put my paper clip in, but you probably, if you forget, you could always just bend these out and open them up again and put them out and stick it through. So you want to stick it through your paper clip and put it back in. So now that I have one end working, I'm gonna take my plus wire that I have extra of, and I'm just going to wrap it around here. And then I'm going to take my plus wire of my LEDs or motor, either one or even both, and I'm gonna wrap it around the other side. And when we touch the binder clip to the other end, we should have working LEDs or a working motor or both. And now I can test my other switch and see if it still works, and it does. So now I have both of my motor and LED running off of their own switches, right? So if I could have one running, I could have both running, or I could have both of them off. You can combine them into either switch, whatever one you find easier or whatever one you prefer. But these are two real simple switches that you guys can put into your projects. And the reason why these switches, why these aren't running while they're off, right, is because these wires aren't touching. Once these wires make that connection, it allows the energy to travel through, right? The energy from these batteries. So these batteries have chemical energy in them, right? And they transfer through the wire, and they go and they get turned into light, into motion, right? With this motor spinning, and even into sound when this cardboard hits this paper that we placed there, right? It gets turned into sound. And that's what's causing all this to work, right? This switch closes here, which connects this wire to this wire, and that's what closes our circuit, right? Everything's flowing around. And when I open it, that's gone, right? Because there's nowhere for it to travel through. And just fix it up however you feel is best. There's a lot of room for creativity in this project. There's not one way that it should look at the end. It should look like your project. So I hope you guys enjoy, and hope to see your guys' projects.